Hey, howdy, hey. We're going to be doing a little bit more of this combination of Fortnite and then coding. I know it's something that everybody finds fascinating.
You serious?
No, not serious at all, but, you know, it's just easy to kind of get started. Let me in. Okay. Should be good to now proceed forward. Anyway, hope you all are having a pleasant evening to your Saturday and start to your Sunday. I'm in trouble here. Gotta get out of here. Was that a door? Oh, it was a door. What the? Well, now, that was something. Tricked him. Is he coming back? Just run on your little way, man. Just run along. Don't come back. Leave me alone. I said leave me alone. Oh, I froze on that stairwell. That was convenient. You know, I've noticed something with the gaming world. There is a decreasing number of people that are playing multiplayer. There's been many reports I've seen about this. People that are mentioning that multiplayer has lost its interest. It's become too competitive. There's too many problems with hackers. There's too many problems with griefers. It's understandable. So why is it that we struggle with playing multiplayer in a video game, but we have no problem doing it with sports? Intriguing, isn't it? See, there is a reason. People that play games many times will do something and not reap consequences. Let's say, for example, you decide that you're going to cheat. Well, in a major league, you're going to get penalized. You may be kicked out of the league entirely. If you're a local, people just think that you're a poor sport. If you are in a game, though, there's money on the line in many ways. There's motivation for people to cheat. There's motivation for people to grief. There's motivation for people to lash out and threaten. And there's almost no consequences. And I do mean almost, because there are consequences, but not nearly as bad as what the companies would like us to believe. Give me a gift. Ah, balloon. Just what I needed. Pick that up just in case the enemy wants to take it. Because I saw somebody flying in. Turn up the volume there. Much better. I like that the balloons allow you to jump and not have to worry about falling to your demise. Well, last night I got a little ways on the coding objectives that I had set. Well, it was actually far further than I thought it was going to be. And today I was just kind of refining some of it and trying to add a little bit of music. And I dabbled with making music for the first time in a long time. And you know what? It actually was interesting. I'm by no means a musician. I'm very bad at music, but I actually got a chance to make some. And so I'll be using it for the game. And granted, it's nothing special, but it's a start. What the heck? Oh. Wait a minute. Oh, it's not the... Oh, I thought it was the other one where you would do the dive. That was a really good one. Okay, how do you get to that? Maybe you can't. Well, unless there is a flamethrower around here, I don't think we'll be able to actually reach that until later on. Someone is near. What the heck? Uh-oh. Ah, phooey. I messed that up. Saint Nick, how dare you do that? Just something wrong about having Saint Nick as a player that attacks. Well, it is bitterly cold up here in Alaska right now. It is in the negatives, and oh, wait a minute, there's the presents. Gotta go to that. Bitterly cold. Not a lot of snow, unfortunately. It's a little too cold to snow. That's one of the problems when it gets to the negatives. Snow just stops. XP. There we go. Whoop-de-doo. Keep opening up the stuff over here. treasured loot. Cool. So last night, I encountered a problem with the code, and I just figured out what the problem was earlier this afternoon. I'm not going to be spending a whole lot of time on this game idea. I'm just spending enough time until I kind of get the general gist of it, and I'm able to properly utilize it moving forward. It's going to be useful, though, for a project in the future. Question is, how long will it take to actually make that project? No idea. Sometimes you have an idea. It takes a whole lot of time, and sometimes it takes very little. Ironically enough, this game, that I'm currently doing, which I kind of had the gut feeling when I started that it would probably take a very long time, has taken a surprisingly small amount of time so far. So I don't know if it's the fact that the code is actually far easier to make than I thought, or if I'm just in that successful early stages of production, and then I'm going to be shocked when suddenly everything backfires. Submarine. Ooh. Smooth. Not so smooth. Oh, well. Oh, you poor thing. Oh, and that poor thing. A lot of back-to-back eliminations there. There was a game that I saw a couple of years ago. I actually played it for a stream, and it was a browser game. It was pretty simple, used some simple graphics, but it was 3D. And it was built kind of like GTA. And I remember playing it and thinking, you know, this game is very simple. But the bare bones that it had established made it to where you could have actually expanded upon the game if you wanted. You could have made it big. You could have made it epic. And it always sounded interesting to me. The idea that you take a game that is simple and have a secret plan about how you're going to grow it, but you never tell anybody. And then everyone's just suddenly shocked and surprised when suddenly, lo and behold, it becomes a massive game. You know, one of the games that did that was GTA. Look at the original, and you will be dumbstruck how dumb the game is. It is incredibly simple, and now it's being made into the biggest game of all time. Huh, I didn't realize the face over here. Interesting. It is indeed intriguing, though, that you have a game that's simple, and then suddenly, maybe the second installment is not nearly as fancy as you would like it to be, but you're still just kind of laying the groundwork. And then you suddenly surprise everybody with a game that defines a genre. Humble, simple, pixel game that suddenly expands, becomes 3D, and then becomes incredibly complex, with physics that people rave about for a decade. That was GTA. So I always thought it would be neat to start a game and just let it grow. Don't build the biggest game to start with. Just build a simple game, a fun game, and then watch as people suddenly ooh and ah over the development that takes place. No, I don't plan to do that myself. Wouldn't be opposed to it, but I got too many other things going on. I can't focus on that. That's a bot? Nope. Maybe not. Maybe it was a player. I need one more shot. Oh, actually, 2 more shots, technically. One more really good shot. Now, there is something that the game that I'm currently coding, it does have one potential. But no, it's not to become one of the biggest games in the world sort of thing. No, this is a gimmick. But it has one really interesting thing to it. And I'm wondering if anybody will pay attention to it. It's made for a very small community. But if that community finds it intriguing, it may change something. It may introduce a plan for how to grow a companion game. And it's this companion game idea that I've been thinking about for a long time. And I don't know if anybody's going to latch onto it. None of the people that are part of that community really watch these streams, so it's not like they are going to find out about this anytime soon. Besides, even if they did, it's not like they're going to actually see the vision of it until it actually is there. Even so, very slim chance that they'll even care about it. I'm a bit of a pessimistic sort of fella. I do admit that. But it's all in the grounds of realism. Knowing that, hey, you know what? Things are not going to pan out the way you want. I've just learned that the hard way. What the heck? I didn't realize you could land somewhere else around here. Oh, down there. I'm not doing so well. That's fine. So we'll be going to the game here and at the 1 hour marker. Doing an hour here, gonna do an hour or two in the coding, and yeah, just kind of take the evening as it comes. No plan. I find that if I try and plan these things out too much, I usually get disappointed by kind of the outcome of it, so I just kind of do it because. So why the browser? Why not choose a different platform? Well, in part because the browser is the only thing I've coded in effectively so far. Everything else has been at the mercy of another platform. Is it a good platform? No. No, it is not. But because it is web-based, that allows it to be a companion tool for people that are doing something web-based. Anyway, I won't, keep talking about this. I'll let it go. We might shorten the game side and dive into the coding here a little bit earlier than anticipated. Oh, ouch. Dang, that guy's got good accuracy. Gotta get out. Never mind. It's not good. He's got an auto aim. Probably. I've been amazed at the number of auto aims that people have. Every console player used to be like, oh, I don't use auto aim, I'm just that good. And now everyone knows that console players all use auto aim. They just didn't know it. I remember watching a guy who was playing Halo, and he was like, oh, I'm so good with my thumbs. Oh, look at my accuracy. I said, okay, let's try that on the PC. Because I started noticing this problem back in college, and everyone was just denying it. No, it's not possible. And he plugged it into his PC, and he couldn't shoot the broadside of a barn. And suddenly it became apparent. Auto aim was needed because the thumbs were not accurate enough. They were not fast enough. So you had to do it, otherwise people would just not play the game. But then people become lazy, and so people are like, oh, Mo, I just want to sit like this with my thumbs going back and forth. Oh, my thumbs are hurting so much. Oh, I'm like, when you're playing a game with your PC, you're kind of a little bit more engaged. A little bit. Although even so, I still wish that people would do more active sort of activities than games. There are some benefits to games, though, that you can't get outside. And those I want to try and figure out how to capture and make that the main focus of game projects. It's kind of interesting to think about, but when developing games at all, you have to realize that most games are going to fail. Most games, regardless of what your ideas are, they are going to fail. Not a lot of people want to acknowledge that. It's kind of like how most books are going to fail. Most movies are going to fail. Everything's going to have an audience. But there's a very, very real chance that you will never find that audience before it's over. Yeah, it's a little depressing to think about, but you know what? That's how things are. It's going to be that way. Just have to accept it. What a horrible looking drawing. What the heck? That feels like AI art. Oh, it's bricks. Okay. That's still so dumb. And that's just disturbing. Now we'll give this one a try. Other one's technically better, but... So most games are going to fail. Most movies are going to fail. Most books are going to fail. So why try? If you're not guaranteed success, why try at all? And you know what? That is a very good question. One that I myself have tried to reason, and I gotta say it's not an easy one to have to come to terms with. Because in the end, you have to be willing to realize that, well, things just aren't going to work out. There's a guy that I was in contact with. I've mentioned him before. Never by name, because I think that several people that watch these streams might be familiar with him. I don't know for certain. Yeah. How do I swap this? Oh, I don't have enough metal. Is that it? Oh, yeah, I don't have enough metal. There we go. I've harvested the metal. Oh, not enough. One metal. Give it. Finally makes sense how you're supposed to use that. So this guy has an unfortunate situation in which he's focused so much on trying to make it big as a streamer. He thinks that just because he's putting money into it, he's going to succeed. Now, I don't want to disparage him in the sense that, well, you may have a dream. Doesn't mean that dream is destined to succeed. And sometimes, by believing in yourself that you can make it succeed, you're going to find out all the faster that it doesn't happen that way. He invested hundreds, thousands of dollars into streaming, and he's not seen any success so far. No success that would justify the investment. And he keeps thinking, I'm just this close away from becoming, able to make a living streaming. No, you're not. No one's going to be able to. Those days are over. And we have to keep reminding people of that because there's still people that think that they're going to make it streaming. So sometimes you have a dream and it just will not ever materialize. No matter how much you wish, no matter how many stars you wish upon, or superstitions you follow. Yeah, I've heard these things as like how people plan out their streaming career. Like, oh, well, I'm going to manifest it. Manifesting doesn't work. Believe me, I've tried. Okay, I've not really tried, but if there was ever somebody that was manifesting in the sense of that, trying to put themselves forward, I would definitely be in that list. But that's not what actually is happening. See, what they're really doing is they're looking for a superstition to give them some sort of belief that, well, that dreams do come true of some kind, of that they just have to work harder, and if when working harder doesn't work, then they have to try and rely upon a superstition to try and give them some comfort. I'm not very good with this. Oh, golly. Yeah, let's see here. Oh, there we go. So when you do put in the time and things don't pan out, it's not a sign that you have to give up on your dream. It just is a sign that you need to maybe take a different approach. Don't try and become like the most famous person that you know of in the field that is like having wild success. That's not going to work. You have to be willing to say, hey, you know what? My dream's not coming about. Maybe I should stop trying to pursue the money aspect of it and pursue the fact that I just want to make the dream happen because, well, I still believe in it. There was a guy that has been a creator for a long time. I followed him, and he has this idea that, well, if it isn't working, well, then if I'm not making money from it, I'm just going to stop. Like, well, obviously you didn't really believe in it then, if you're willing to just give up on it. Good landing spot. Dislodge this plane. Okay, maybe not. Maybe we just gotta cut it away. Chop down the tree like it's nothing. Oh, another plane. That'll do. Well, actually, if I use the plane, then I'm never actually going to get better at eliminating people, so I better avoid that. That thing's not healing my health? Interesting. Oh no, oh no. Oh, I missed that shot. That's because I was spending too much time in a plane, and I was getting lax. Kind of like with some of the projects I've been working on. They've not been panning out. Doesn't mean I'm surrendering on them. It means that I'm just trying to find another angle of attack. trying to learn different techniques to try and improve, to find a way to still make it happen. But without having to rely upon maybe previous plans to make it happen. I'm still trying to find a way to actually make stories. No one's really found the stuff I've made compelling enough to want to share around. That's my fault. I need to be better at it. Maybe I need to find a different technique. I'm not surrendering on it. I'm just trying to find a different way to make it happen. Problem is that sometimes you end up doing that so much that you just need to stick with it a little bit longer on the path that you were doing, and then it would have actually panned out. Hard to say if it's the best option. What the heck is that? Oh, wait. Oh, I've been to that area. I didn't know what was going on. Interesting. It's like a building fell into the ocean. Yeah, I think we might change over to the coding side after this round. Wonder how many people, if they found treasure, actually think that the treasure's going to make a sound like this. Make it blue. Dynamite. Somebody's here. Somebody's here. Oh ho! Surprise, buddy. Dynamite for the win. You thought your building was going to succeed, that you were going to be safe from my explosions. Surprise! You failed. Okay, come on. That thing just does not want to heal. It used to go all the way. Full health and shield. Lies. Oh, maybe I have to wait for the whole full bit there. Oh, okay. They have a different method for that one. Goofy. Well, that dynamite strategy actually worked. I'm surprised. I thought for certain he would have turned back. But nope. He was determined. And it was his downfall. I don't know how to use that turret. But I do know how to use this. I feel like I need that. I lose shield and health so quickly in this. Get rid of that. I don't do the dancing stuff too much. Oh, that was close. The strategy worked. For now. Standoff. Time to fly again. Distance is your enemy. It's my ally. That was close. Oh, that was so very close. Very, very close. Well, that was probably going to happen anyway. He had the better equipment. I was just hoping he would run out of ammo. And so it did not happen. Well, oh well. Guess it's back to coding. Yeah, might as well. Alrighty. So, we're in a bit of a conundrum for this. We're gonna close out of this, come back over here, get the code pulled up here. Okay. And then, is it over here? Here we go. So we have a bug that is taking place. And it comes with the way that the... Let me first do this quick update. There we go. So it comes with the fact that right now the crash function is running way too often. Let's see where this is. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, okay. So, we got the light working, and notice there's now an alien that appears in there. He's very faint, but he does appear. Let me make the game window a little bigger for those that are watching, which, if anybody ever watches this. We now have the light turn on, and we see the alien that's right there in the middle there. Unfortunately, he also appears when I do this, and the reason why is actually a bit more complex than I wanted to discover, and that has to come with the crash function that takes place. So down here we have update game, and it is unfortunately this is running way more than it should be. And right now I need it to run when it is on key press down. So key down, come over here. We want this key down function. And hopefully this will solve this problem. Gonna go silent because I think a little better when I'm coding and not talking. Well, that function was a lot faster to finish than I thought it was going to be. I fought with that for an hour and a half earlier, and here it works the first time. And I did this exact same thing. That's ironic. Now we're going to cover that up and move on from here. Now what we have to do is we have to make sure that the alien only appears when the light is touching it. Because right now, the alien is... Uh-oh. And we got to fix that as well. Oh, wait a minute. Ping crash isn't actually... Okay, wait a minute. What is that doing? Update. Oh, well now. That was interesting. What is going on here? Well now. Most intriguing. I guess that can't run in that manner. Am I really not going to be able to do it this way? Well, like I said earlier, it took me an hour and a half and I was having problems, and now suddenly I'm having problems again. So there's one thing that I need to stop, and that is that this thing is running at astronomical speeds. And now it's not. Why? It's running normal now. But I still don't want it to run that fast. Update game area. Where is that? Frame rate. Let's change this to 1000. Let's see if we can manually break this. Aha! Interesting. Let's put it back to double that speed. Okay. At least it's not shooting up into the tens of thousands, which is what the problem was earlier. That would cause the game to crash because it was running way too many functions simultaneously. Alright, now I gotta focus on trying to get that creature to disappear when the light is pointing away from him. Okay, so that's what it was. I was looping it within the terrain. And I completely forgot that it needs to be outside of it. Wow. Okay, that makes sense. But it does go to show that I need to probably limit the terrain elements. Don't know how to do that. But I will have to try and figure that out eventually. That makes sense. Or at least I think I've solved it. There we go. It is now throttled, I think. Let's do one more check here. Yeah, I think it's good. All right, now we can slowly march through this. Re-crash works. Now, if the alien is showing, but it's not supposed to show at this point. The light is beyond. Maybe I don't put it in the light. Maybe I have to put it within a search area block of some kind. So we have our light component. I think I need an actual collision. Let's change this around to light, search, 1. Bring back the color, 255. This blue. Search area 1. Search area 2. Three and 4. This may be a dumb addition here, but wide. We want this to be times 3, times 3, and the same across here. Make this a little bit fainter. Now we have our search area. So when you're looking at something, it will fall within that area. Okay, we need it a little bit further, so let's do it instead of 3 outward. Let's make it 4. There we go. Much longer bit of vision there. And that actually will come in real handy. Okay, so now we're going to change the collision so it has to line up with these objects instead. So, Alien 1, crash with, light, search 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do this in groups here. 2, 3, 4. Wide. See what happens. Well, doesn't want it to detect it when it's like that. Why? Why will it not detect it when it is in this manner? Let's get rid of all these. Let's see if it still is like maintaining like some previous bit of code there. No? No? Okay, it's operational. Guess within one of them. Let's change the search area. Let's go with half. Half. And then we're going to change this to 0.5. 0.25. It passes like that, but not like this. Okay, so this is definitely where the problem lies. Oh wait, I turned it off. No duh. Okay, so that works. Let's slowly build it up in this manner. Well, this has been working so far. What can I do with this? How do I take this to the next step? Light on, light off. I need it to be where it falls within this direction first, and then I can move on to the next conundrum. Okay, so, light rotate. Let me think about this. Be right back. So it may seem a little weird what I'm doing right now, but this gives variation for when I have to inevitably make some changes. This way it ties the numbers down so I can change it in one location, then across many. I should have done this from the start, but anyway. Live and learn. I am not very good when it comes to coding. Sure, am I getting better? Absolutely. But I am not good at it. I spend a lot of time fumbling. Like that. All right. Let's change these numbers around a little bit. Thought I fixed it by making that search area. Maybe I didn't tie it to the collision yet. Oh, it's searching for the light. Let's get rid of this one. All right, I think I got another idea of how to maybe fix this. Time to go back into focus mode. One of the more frustrating parts of trying to code something is that you're inevitably going to run into the same problems over and over. If you keep adjusting it. This is one of those problems. Right now, the numbers have to line up appropriately. And right now, the collision, while it works for the player, doesn't really work for the light. And that, I guess, is understandable. Well, got to troubleshoot this. This is almost working. And I'm figuring out what is causing the issue, and I don't know why. It has to do with where this blue square is appearing. Right now the blue square should be reading on the left side of it. It should be coming in at a value of around 90. Maybe 80. 80 or 90. And it is coming in at 220. That makes no sense. Even after manually changing it here. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, wait a minute. Aha. So, it's not even giving the correct number. Period. Other object. It's coming in with the correct ID. that was the problem. Ah. Okay, live and learn. So when you declare this, it's basically like a session variable. Okay, that makes way more sense. And I concur, that is indeed actually a pretty efficient method of going about this. So, hopefully that means that this will now work. All right, the bottom is less than the other bottom. That's good. Top is greater than top. Right is less, and left is greater. Good. Okay. So now, when that is there, it should say center, and it does say center when we turn away. Actually, let's start this over. Not center, not center, not center. Okay, okay, okay. That's good. And whoa, we got center. Wonderful. Okay, that was painful, but you learn through pain. And now it only appears when we are looking at it. Okay, that's wonderful. Okay, so now we can hide that blue search area. Oh, that's wonderful. Now let's just walk around like this guy. Alien. Okay, now the color didn't disappear because we changed the wrong one. There we go. Alien. And now we can actually make him even more transparent. Alien opacity, let's make it 0.25, because people that have good eyesight are going to be able to see it pretty easily. Maybe 4. Make it a little bit higher. We want it to be a reward for people that have good eyesight. That's a little too strong. Try 55. Okay, now that is like just where my eyes can barely detect it. Like, oh, there's something there. Ha ha! Alien found. Huzzah. Okay, well, that's good. Place is nice and dark. And we can find the alien. We go, what? Once you find the alien, you can go over and let's make another key for this. If key S, player attack. KO. Actually, let's do it like this. KO function. We should probably wrap things up here. I won't be able to get through this attack phase tonight anyway. Anyway, It'll take me a while to figure this one out. I've not done an attack yet, and so I got a couple of functions that will have to go into that. And we're not going to have any shooting items. It's just going to go up. The player goes up, bops it on the head, and then you've defeated the alien. And then it disappears, and you can go around, find them, and then that prompts you to have to go through because you can see through the walls, and then you have to go in, get the alien. And that's going to be our mini game. And maybe expand upon it as need be. Although, if this does work and people actually have an interest in seeing more of it, then that's when I start to go and add in some and make my own game for it. Because there is a story that I want to tell, and I won't be able to tell it probably for a while until I get a small group of folks to help out with it. But I think I could actually even pay them to help out. We'll see. Not as long as as the interest in the stuff I do declines, which we are on that wave. The declining of it is quite noticeable. So, don't force something that people don't want. That's something that I definitely know. Kind of like these. I made a bunch of little cards for sharing Pharaoh and the Smith. No one wanted them, or at least very few people wanted them. So then I started making this booklet for Pharaoh and the Smith, and nobody really wants it. Understandable. I have to improve. I have to get better. I obviously don't have anything that's catchy enough for the modern audience. Anyway, we're going to wrap it up there, and I'm going to try and troubleshoot other half-brained ideas and pursue those. Anyway, we'll call it there. If you found anything of merit, consider liking the stream. Consider commenting if you so desire. Dislike it also if you so desire. And we will see you next time. Whenever that is. Until that time, folks, just remember, be civil to one another. Especially in these modern days. Anyway. See you all later.